Hi YouTube, I'm just going to do a video about bank exposure, I suppose, the eurozone risk. Just basically, I found this article in the Financial Times, and it's basically just shows you how countries, I should say, in the eurozone are exposed to other countries' debt. So I'll just get into it here. It's got it's a really good piece of software. This, I think. Like, for example, if I go to let's do the pigs. So start with Portugal. And it just shows you here, as you can see. European banks' total exposure to public and private debt of Portugal is 205 billion. So for example, if you're to go on Ireland's bank exposure to debt of Portugal is 2.5 billion. So Sweden, 388 million. Oh, a little Greece down here. You can get on this. Here we go, try and get that. I had it there. Zoom in a bit more. Bulgaria, no data. Greece. Oh, there you go, 92 million. They're exposed to Portugal. Italy, 4.3 billion. Austria, 1.7. Switzerland, 3.1. Obviously, you can tell by the bigger the circle, the more exposure, I suppose. France, 28.5 billion. Germany, Spain, wow, 90 billion they're exposed to Portuguese debt. In UK, where I am, 26.7 billion. Go back. Let's look at maybe similar. Next one. Let's see, Ireland. Oh. European banks' total exposure to public and private debt of Ireland, 467.5 billion in total. Sweden, 2 billion. Greece. Why is Greece so troublesome? 544 million. 14.3 billion for Italy. 11 billion for Spain. 11.1 billion for Portugal is the same. And so on and so on. Italy 14, France 38, wow. Germany 116. France, Belgium 48, France is there, it's 38. UK 154.1 billion exposure to Ireland's debt. That deserves a if you don't mind me doing that. Go back and let's check. In fact, I'll save the big one till last. I'll save Italy till last. Let's say Greece, who are making all the headlines. There you go. So it's not as exposed as the last one there. Well, was it? Sorry, it's not as red, I should say. 4.7 billion Italy, 3.2 billion Austria, 1.3 billion Spain, 10.2 billion Portugal, Germany 35.7 billion. Oh, Switzerland 3.2 billion. France, that deserves a 52.9 billion. So on. Holland. So on. 13.7 billion. And so on. So Greece 142.1 billion, considerably short than Ireland, and Portugal for that matter. Let's see another. Spain. European banks' total exposure to the public and private debt of Spain, 648 billion. Let's go through. Portugal, 25.6 billion. Italy, 31.8 billion. Wow. I'm too scared to even go on France, Germany, etc. But here we go. France, 146.6 billion. Switzerland 19.9 billion. Austria 8 billion. Germany 177.9 billion. So on, so on. UK where I am. This is where I am. 107.7 billion. Sorry, that was my iPhone making a noise there. I was thinking about getting an iPad. Only to find out that iPad 3's coming out maybe early next year, so I thought there's no point in getting an iPad 2. Maybe get an iPad 1, I was thinking. Get an iPad 1, because the only difference really is just a little bit, the iPad 2 is a little bit thinner, and it has a camera. That's basically it, so I thought I'd save some money, get an iPad 1, and then when the iPad 3 comes out, maybe get that. But Apple are so smart, they just bring out lovely gadgets and just miss a little thing out, then they bring another version out with what you're thinking that needed and just force people, the public, to buy that. Yeah, I could be a bit of a sheeple person sometimes when it comes to Apple, because I'm an Apple fan, but they're not sucked me in the iPad just yet. I've got a MacBook Pro and an iPhone, so anyway, back to debt. Oh, and they're paid for in cash. No credit for them. Anyway, let's go back. Let's see, we go to Italy. And this is the biggie, I think. Wow. Straight away you can see it's just, I may as well go straight for the jugular. France, $404 billion. I mean, dollars. They're exposed to Italy's debt. Spain, 35.2 billion. Portugal, 3 billion. Greece. Why is Greece always hiding? I know, I can see you. 537 million. Turkey, 396 million. Ireland, 13.2 billion. Yeah, it's just, oh, here we go. For the start was European banks' total exposure to public and private debt of Italy, 819.2 billion. Yeah. Boy. Germany, 164.9 billion. So on, so on, so on. Switzerland, 19.6 billion. And where I am in the UK, 68.7 billion. Oh, you can see there, I'll post the link as ever. it's just, you can clearly see why they say too big to fail, because if one of these countries goes down, little old Greece here, boom, 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 boom. The whole European Union, it's over. Well, it's only a matter of time. I don't. Oh, I'm not one of these. I don't like to predict things. I think it's pretty impossible to predict whether Greece is going to go down or not. I wish I could just stick my neck in the line and say, yeah, Greece, they're going to default. But if one of these guys goes down, it's, especially in Europe, it's all over. And I'm sure America is exposed as well to all this debt. All the banking systems are all interconnected. You see what happened when Lehman's collapsed and Bear Stearns. That affected us in the UK. Or was it Northern Rock's fault? I don't know, but they're all connected. And as soon as one of these countries goes, they all go. They're all exposed to each other. I might go back and have a little quick look at the UK. Who's exposed to what kind of debt in the UK where I am? It's only fair. I said I'm going to look at the UK. Wow. I apologise. 2.1 trillion. Jesus. European banks' total exposure to public and private debt of the UK is 2.1 trillion. Wow. Right, Iceland there, they refused to give us back our money. The UK and the Dutch, they're like, no, we're not paying you back. I don't blame you. Turkey, 8.2 billion. Wow. Greece, 15.9 billion. Who is this? This is Spain. Oh my god. 432.4 billion. Portugal, 6.1 billion. And it just goes on. France, 312 billion. This is dollars, by the way. Italy, 52 billion. 20 billion Austria. Sweden, 60 billion. Is that much redness? I can't even get into likes of Germany. They go Germany, 519.9 billion. Denmark, 48.1 billion. Netherlands, 140. Is anyone in the millions? Is this, everyone's in the billions here to UK's debt? Ireland, 187.2 billion. So, and this is all debt that's never going to get paid back, remember. It's never, ever, ever going to get paid back. I'm reading a book from by the name of Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations. It's a very technical book. It can be quite complicated, and it is a good read, but it's a very technical read. I think it was written back in the 1700s, 1776 or something like that. And he basically explains how no government has ever paid their debt, or no country, whatever. No government has ever paid back their debt. And they offset it and they do lots of tricks, and I don't want to get into it. But this is just, it's coming down. I'm not going to say who's going to default, because I think they'll obviously print money to oblivion. It's looking like it's going to be hyperinflation at some point. I think the economy's stagflating at the minute. We talk about deflation and inflation and stagflation and hyperinflation. It's doing one of them things at the minute. Stagflation. It looks, to me personally, I think, followed by a deflation and a hyperinflation. But if one of these countries goes, Greece is making all the headlines at the minute.